What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are checking out this 2011 BMW 760 Li. This is the F01, F02 series, F02 for long wheelbase, and we've got a really cool spec today, especially the interior. Now, this car is for sale at EP Automotive, so I'll put the link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. It is a V12 bargain these days. So today I'm going to show you around it. We're going to show you the spec, of course, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. What's up, geese? Alrighty, so this F02 series, 7 series, a lot of cool tech, of course, and the most luxurious BMW available. Also the first V12 turbocharged BMW ever. So today I think this car is Sophisto Grau. That was one of the more dark grey available colors. And we've got the cool thing about the 760s is that most of them have the grandpa spec. So they have like relatively small wheels. They've got the chrome trim still in the front bumper there around the grille. And it's all in all a very friendly spec. We've got BMW dynamic xenon headlights. So they move with the steering wheel. And then the wheels, as I said, I mean, how friendly are these wheels? These are 19-inch. You wouldn't say that looking at it, but it is a 19-inch wheel. And I think these are winter tires that we've got weather control, Bridgestone weather control tires. Control the weather. And then behind that we've got regular BMW brakes, very soft brake pedal. We've got a very cool V12 badge right there. One of the very few things that give away this beast's potential. Long wheelbase. This car is 14 centimeters longer than the regular wheelbase, so this is 5 meters 21 centimeters. And then at the rear we've got a very recognizable Chris Bangle design, I would say. So the previous one, the E65, also a Chris Bangle design, and of course that rear end of that car, very controversial design. And you can see that Chris Bangle had to reel it in a little bit. I think the previous 7 series, the E65, was a bit more outspoken than this, and I think in the long run that makes it a better design, because this is neither here nor there basically. But we've got chrome as well on the rear. I do quite like this rear, but that's mainly because the 760 gets these quad exhaust tailpipes, which are fake, part of the bumper. We do have a valve in there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the inner one has a valve in there. I don't know why, because there's absolutely no sound coming from them. All right, so the beating heart. The N74 B60 6-liter V12 twin turbocharged engine. This engine, this V12, has had a long life because in essence, I mean, this is completely new basically, it's all aluminium. But in essence, the engine has been there since the late 80s when BMW came with the 750i. That was a naturally aspirated V12 with around 300 horsepower. After that came a 330 horsepower one. After that, a 445 horsepower V12. And then this one with 2 turbos, 544 horsepower and 750 newton meters of torque, which is very, very nice. Especially that torque is available from 1500 all the way to 5000 RPM, and peak power is at 5250. So basically from the get-go you've got maximum torque all the way to almost peak power. So it's super smooth. It's really cool. Now, of course, the series after this car, so the 2011, I believe, 7 Series with the M760 Li. Is also this engine, this N74, but it's the N74B66, which means it's a 6.6 liter with 610 horsepower in the first version. It is a freaking power plant, this. It feels really, really powerful. And it works so well in the 7 Series. All right, let's take a look in the rear, of course, where most of the executives will be. And as I said, we've got a very nice interior spec with this beige leather, all this gorgeous wood. Close that up. And well, this little pinstripe in wood that runs across all the wood trim is very cool. You can see that in here as well on the door. Quite a big door. We do have soft close, as you can see. And then we've got adjustable seats in the rear, and we can also adjust the one in the front, so we can move that up so we have some more leg room. So as you can see, it is very spacious. You can hang out here, very nice. You can operate all the blinds when the ignition is on, and your own seat is adjustable as well, so you can go for like a sort of a sleep mode. Oh, that actually goes pretty far. That is super comfy. Headrest also adjustable. Man, that's nice. Oh, I could get used to this. Okay, so we've got beautiful grey suede on the roof, and then we've got wooden handles as well. It is a very, very nice spec, but I have to say, it's not the most exciting interior, you know? It's mainly the spec that makes it super cool. It's not the design or the tech, because we don't even have screens in this one. Yeah, it's mainly the fact that we have this awesome beige leather and all this wood that makes it so special. Now we do have these awesome seats. They are super, super comfy. Of course, ventilated and heated. We've also got rear wheel steering. Also the first, oh, that starter motor on a V12 is so nice. Rear wheel steering, I think that's also the first time on a BMW. Let's see if we can spot that. No, I think it only works when you're driving, but it turns up to 3 degrees. And of course, we've got the ZF 8-speed gearbox for the first time. So with every V12 7 Series, they gained a gear basically. So they started with a 4-speed in the first one, then the 5-speed, the 6-speed, and then this generation got the 8-speed, which is a big improvement. That also means that this car does 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds, but you have to have dry tarmac, because right now it won't get close to that. All right, so anything else? Secret storage compartment, very nice. Beautiful leather on the dash, but it's basically the same interior design that I had in my 5 Series F11. So it's really the spec that makes it feel so luxurious, and of course the chassis and the suspension and stuff like that. Alrighty, so let's take it for a drive and we'll talk a bit about the driving experience and what it feels like after 10 years. Is it still as good as it was back then? Well, the problem back then was that the S-Class was so good at all the comfortable stuff that BMW really had to come up with something special to be able to compete with that. Now, I think BMW never really wanted to compete with Mercedes on the comfort stuff, because they just knew that A, Mercedes was really good at that, and B, I think a BMW driver, even though it's a 7 Series, they always still want that little bit of driver feel, that they want to be able to say that they drive a BMW, and BMW stands for driving joy, basically having fun. Even if it's a 7 Series, it still should feel like a BMW. And we've got adaptive dampers. I have to say, in comfort, wow, it's super comfy, but it is comparable to the S-Class from 1999 we bought recently. I feel like, yes, it is a bit better in the body control section, of course. So this has active body control and stuff like that. Our S-Class from '99 doesn't have that, but suspension, spring, damper wise, it kind of reminds me of that. Now if we go to sport, the dampers stiffen up. We can go for sport for the gearbox as well, and you can immediately feel that the car sort of wakes up and gets ready to have some fun. Oh, we don't have pedals. That is awesome. Oh, that's a bit of wheel spin. So we've got rear wheel drive, 750 Newton meters, and it's always there, which means that those rear tires, they get used quite a bit. Oh, but I love the fact that we don't have pedal shifters. That is a really good decision by BMW. So it does struggle with that power. Of course, we've got these winter tires, I think, or all seasons. They don't really cope with that power well in these conditions. Of course, the next V12 7 Series after this came with xDrive as standard. On this generation, that was introduced on the 750 I and Li. That was the first 7 Series with xDrive actually. Alrighty, so at the Autobahn, let's see what it feels like in the different driving modes. This is, that is so nice. There was a car there, just a little bit of throttle, you can't hear the engine, but you can feel that you're accelerating. It's such a nice feeling. A V12 always impresses. It doesn't really matter that the car weighs like 2 tons plus. It still feels quick. But it's without drama. Alright, full throttle, here we go. Picks up nicely. Shift at just over 6,500 RPM. And it really does move. Picks up speed nicely. And yeah, I knew that was coming. So the car is limited at 250 kilometers an hour. Unfortunately, it would go much quicker than that, of course. It's a good thing that with the next V12, the M760 Li, they at least offered the option to go a bit faster, because the way this thing goes from 200 to 250 is just effortless. So we also measured the 100 to 200 kilometer an hour performance, of course, and this car did a 10.31 run, which is still to today's standards really quick. The M760 Li with 585 horsepower, so the facelifted 7 Series, which went down in power, did 9.31. So it's a second slower than that car, but also with a lot less power and a generation before. So I think it's actually pretty impressive. So let's switch to comfort, and I'm going to floor it. So we've got even less comfort. We've got even less engine sound now. We still have the gearbox in sport mode, but now the suspension is super soft. And you can actually feel it moving around so much more. So the active body control is really good with those dampers. That is the limiter. That is so easy for this car. Oh, that's very nice. Well spotted. But I just love this about a V12 car. It can still be so quick, it can be so fast. You can cruise at like 250 kilometers an hour like this. And it's so comfy. It's quiet but quick. And that's a great combination in a car like this. So if this is a bit too thirsty for you, which I can imagine, because Martijn was averaging around 30 liters per 100 kilometers during the Autobahn run, and petrol is hella expensive right now. So if you would like a performance 7 Series, you could also go for the diesel. And if you find one of the last of this generation, the 750D, you actually get that tri-turbo diesel engine from the M550D F Series, which is a very, very powerful engine. And I mean, it's not free from troubles, we've heard, but it is very, very nice. So that is also an option, and that of course basically has the same character as this. It's quiet, it's torquey, and it's able to cruise at the top speed quite easily. Maybe not as easy as a V12, but of course you can do it for much longer because you have a much bigger range. So maybe that is also an interesting choice if you are interested in this F01, F02 BMW 7 Series. I have to say, it has held up quite nicely. Especially this interior is really, really cool, but I think it's also because it kind of looks like my 5 Series on the inside, and I really liked that car. I think, you know, I actually really loved that car. I don't know if I like it enough for a 7 Series. I feel like they could have done a bit more to make this feel special and to make it feel more plush and luxurious. It really, this car is saved by its spec, I have to say. I've said it a couple of times now, but I love this spec, and that makes me love this car. But if this was all black and that stupid aluminium stuff, I don't think I would have loved it this much. But this car is for sale at EP Automotive. Check it out if you're interested. It is mega quick, super luxurious and awesome. So thanks EP Automotive for taking it to us. To you guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle right there. You can also check out this video or go check out this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.